It's been a while since I've done a behind the scenes, so I thought, okay, I'll show you where I am right now when I set up the cameras. And although this is looking as if it's a bit overgrown, this is still nothing compared to where we are during the winter, which I just cannot get through right now. Sorry, there's stuff crawling all over me here. So anyway, yeah, let's go put these cameras up. So the first thing I have to do is wander through all of this. And now we have a couple of bucks down here at the moment, so coming through. Making sure I'm not going to surprise anybody because I've done that before and it's not pleasant. Okay, so the first place we're going to do is we're going to set up on this tree here, and what that's looking at is basically this little bit of dirt and this fence over here. Okay, so that is camera 1 set up. As I said, it's looking basically a bit of dirt. It's nothing special, but at least this bit you can see during the daytime. The problem is if there are any lower down animals, then we can't see them because literally, I mean, you know, just to show you, like these things are almost as tall as what I am. Well, some of these are taller than what I am. So, okay, let's go around to where we put camera 2. So there is camera 2. As you can see, it's pointing downwards at this ground here, and hopefully that should catch the raccoons, opossums and other smaller animals, rabbits maybe. Okay, so now we're going to go forward a little bit more. Okay, so this here now is a tree. You can actually see some of the traffic. Literally, that's the barrier for the DVP. If I come out, you can see how close I am to the barrier. Okay, so this here is the third tree that we're going to use. You can see how close we are to the traffic here. So what this is looking at is basically the back of some people's gardens, and this is wasteland where the deer and coyotes and raccoons access one of the tracks that then runs along the DVP. Okay, so there is camera 3 now set up, and deer actually do hang out in this little tiny copse, even though it's very, very small. They do actually hang out in there. So now we get to do the difficult one. So we're going to walk towards the barrier, but then we're now going to turn off up into the path, and this is where it gets quite gnarly. I've almost lost my eye in here twice now. There's lots of things sticking out everywhere and trip hazards, and last week I managed to cut my forehead coming through here, so let's try not to do that again. Okay, now we have to go right. Some people may recognise this view from previous weeks because we were on this tree here, but there's something else a little further up that we kept missing as a result. So we're going to come up to here. This we've never viewed before. I tried to get this hole here last week. This is the tree that we were on before, but we've never looked up here. And I'm hoping that because it's literally, you can see the trail, that this might give us a far, far better view than what we've been getting. The problem is now, this traffic. Okay, this is crazy. Okay, so now, the question is, where do they go? My guess is they can't get over the fence there, so they must be going along this way, which I guess means if I come through here, how is there litter back here? Yeah, this must be the track. So I'm going to set up here, looking this way, and hopefully we should get a lot of action because the trail basically comes down to something about 1 foot wide. Okay, so we are now set up with camera 4 on the tree, looking along the path. If this doesn't work, we might try the same tree next week, looking back along this way. Anyway, now I've got to get out of here. Easiest way is probably through this lot. This is the dog strangling vine that I'm walking through right now. This stuff is just everywhere. Ouch! Ow! Oh, that hurt. Okay. I need to start wearing long-sleeved shirts walking through here. As you can see, the DVP is literally right there. We're just walking along the side of the highway. That's why they call that dog strangling vine. It's literally trying to pull me over. Okay, now we go left of this tree. Ow, ow, ow. You can understand now why the little tiny fawn had so much trouble walking through here. Okay, now I'm going to deviate slightly back to the right. We're out. There's the highway. There is just so much traffic here, it's unbelievable. And this area here actually, the deer and coyotes do actually cross here. We have footage from here last year showing them crashing over these barriers. The problem with filming that barrier is the traffic just trips the cameras. So within a few hours, they're totally full. So there's cameras 2 and camera 1. And now we're done.